What is up, guys? It's me, Trash. Also, welcome back to another versus video for fans. I know I just recorded one similar to this yesterday with these two fans, but it's not these two fans. That video was on the size, but now this video we're going to actually look at the fan versus the fan. So let's go pros and cons of the Wells Royale. Some pros: it's got a badge. Any fan with a badge gets a pro because badges are really cool. Another pro is the condition that it's in. It's in relatively really good condition. The only thing that's wrong with it is the two slats here. I had slats for this, but they didn't fit, so yeah. And the blades are clean. So, another pro is that it's small, which is also a con, but I'll get to that later. Because when it's small, you can fit more stuff around it. It takes up less space, weaker motor, so less energy being used. Now some cons. Being small is also a con as it is a pro, because all the air is coming out of only here, whereas you can get a lot more air surface area from this. Plus, when you put this in the window, you have all that space in the window, whereas you put that in the window, it takes up most of the window, you get more air coming in. So, yeah. Some cons, which I already went over one. So the next con is the motor. This motor is very good, but it's GE, and GE is not a good fan company at all. They used to be really good, but when 60s and 70s hit, they went really downhill. But that motor is very good, but I don't like GE, so I have to make it a con. And the other con, I just finished recording like an outtake. I was recording this video, like the first run, and there was a random con that I didn't remember until way later. But I guess I forgot it again, so it must not be important. Oh yeah, 2-speed, that's a con. It's only a con because less option. High, I mean, you don't really need medium. Only really high and low are the only ones you're ever going to use. But still, it's less options, so yeah, that's like 3 pros, 3 cons. Now the K-223, some pros are, it's iconic. This is just K-223 second gen with the Kmart. You know, everyone's seen these at some point. You know, it's one of the most common vintage fans you can find. And they dominated the market at some point with their blue color, which is my next pro. Another pro is the blue color. Blue is more appealing to a lot of people rather than brown. But yeah. So, and another pro is Macmillan motor. They're good motors, for me at least. I had no issues with them. And that fan's got a Macmillan motor too, so that works. That's 2 pros. Another pro is the condition. No slats broken. Good condition. Blades are clean. Things work. Shaft is silver. I mean, I had to sand it down, but still. I'm talking about it. The fan is now. You know, yeah, maybe at some point it wasn't that great looking, but now I made it better. So I think that's all the pros that I could think of. Some cons, that's heavy. And this is obviously, oh, it's heavy because it's bigger. Well, no duh. But it's also heavier than a lot of fans because the cabinet's a lot thicker, which is my next con because it takes up more space. So it's bigger, and the thickness takes up space. It also leads to heaviness. And it is very windy outside. That's what if you hear that, that's what that is. So those are 3 pros, 2 cons. Around the same. Trying to move this. Yeah, after this video, I have to record a versus between that and the Robeson. So, and that fan usually likes to win because it's small, and being small is actually like a very good pro to have. But this fan's also really good, so we'll see. Because this fan likes to weasel its way through to win, but this fan is so good that I don't know if they can really weasel its way through this one. So I'm actually curious to see which fan is better. I did run this one overnight last night, and it ran really well. Sounded really nice. This one I run overnight all the time, and that always works and runs nice. So yeah. So without further ado, let's turn them on low, and we'll do startup sounds at the end. But there is a cool startup sound for this fan. Try to get the microphone over there. He's low. I lost my lucky tissue. Pretty good. Let's run the K-223. Same thing. Now, this fan's a lot powerful, but like this fan may have a little bit more power, kind of, maybe, but this fan has more consistency. As you can see, this is just kind of staying straight, whereas this one over here is like kind of flappy. So there's a little more consistency in the airflow. Now you might be wondering, why is that? How can there be a consistency in the airflow? Well, it's really just the blades. This has 3 blades. This has 5 blades. So this is actually moving. Now this not really saying it's moving more air, but the blades are cutting the air and moving it more evenly because it's got 5 blades. They're cutting it more frequent than the 3 blades. And yeah. Now we're gonna run them both at the same time, see which one's quieter. Now on camera you may not be able to hear it, but I only hear that fan in real life. I don't hear that one, I just hear that one. Yeah, that one's the loudest. Now in conclusion, which fan is better? This is a hard one. I don't know. So here's the thing. If I want a fan to be quiet, this fan's the way to go. If I need to sleep overnight, I can use both of them. This fan has a lot of power. It throws out a lot of air. I feel like if I'm just doing something on my desk, maybe it's summer and I need some air, I feel like I can use the smaller fan because the bigger one, like if I turn it, like this will never go up. So let's say I'm sitting at this dresser, but the air will never go up to me. This fan, yeah, it won't go up either, but I can put this, I can't really put this fan much anywhere. I could put it on a stool, that's fine, but it's obviously a lot bigger than the stool and it can fall over. This, not really. So if I'm on my desk doing something, I can theoretically take this, pretend the roboson's a stool or something, and I could put this there and have that level that I need. Or if I'm working here, I could have, I can have this over here and aiming it over there. That type of thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I can run both fans. I don't really use fans in the window. And, but if I were, I'd probably use the K-223 or this. I could probably use both, actually. And I don't know. But another thing we can look at to break this tie is the cons. There's something called getting over a con, which is more of a pet peeve than a con. For example, the motor in this fan. This is a really good motor, but I don't like GE. So for that reason, since GE I don't like, and they have a bad reputation for things, I have to make it a con because it's worth mentioning. Put it this way. We all kind of like McMillan motors for the most part, right? McMillan is alright. This motor is very good. company's pretty good. But what if the company was bad? Like, what if they made other motors that just weren't reliable? Stuff like that. You would kind of have the same feeling. You'd be like, well, it's a McMillan motor, but the company is, you know, whatever. You know, like I said, this motor is perfect. It's fine. But just the company is not. As far as fans go. Like, GE can make other stuff, but they cannot make fans. They just don't do it good. But that's my opinion. Feel free to disagree. It's weird. It felt dusty right there. Maybe some dust got on it. But, for example, this is a con that I can get over. Like, yeah, it doesn't really affect the fan. It's just like a GE company related thing. No one cares. I can get over that con. Right? But here's the thing I can't get over. The 2-speed. I mean, I can kind of get used to it, but there's no in between. There's no medium. It's not really something I can really get used to. There's not really anything I can get over. There will always be 2 speeds. It's nothing I can fix, change. It'll always be 2-speed, and if I ever want that medium option, I'll never get it. Some people can get over it, some people can't. I can get over it because I don't care. Kind of it being small, you know, another thing you can't get over is the air that comes out of here. You know, it's only going to come out of this section, whereas this is a big thing that the air comes out of everywhere, you know, it helps. It also helps in the window when you need more surface area to come through the fan. Whereas this one's smaller, so it's not going to do too much because only so much air can go through the fan because it's smaller. So you have to kind of look at the cons. Are they something you can get over, or are they just little pet peeves? Like the motors, anyone can get over. No one cares about the motor. But like the 2-speed, you can't really get over. This fan's heavy. You can kind of get over it being heavy, but not really. Unless you're a bodybuilder and you get, you know, bigger muscles over time, yeah, maybe you can get over it. But in general, this fan will never be lighter. It'll always be heavy. So you have to look at the cons like that. In a sense, I feel like a lot of people choose this fan because it's small. They say, well, smaller fan, I could save space and I could still use it and have a little bit more use. I could still run it overnight. I could put it in a window if I want. It just won't do as good as a job as this fan. And I feel like for that reason, the majority of people are going to choose this fan. Personally, I don't know. Like, if you told me to walk over and pick one fan, I'd obviously pick the K-223 because I have a lot of connection with this fan. But a fan to use, I could kind of use either. Really. But I'll leave this one as a tie. I can't break it down. Most of these ties I can break down, but I can't break down this one. This one's too hard. So, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one.